Good morning, everyone. Every morning is a chance at a new day. Every day we are born again. And what we do today is what matters the most. With this positive thought in mind, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries, delegates, Elmers, students, and amateur radio enthusiasts gathered here for HamFest India 2025, organized by Goa Amateur Radio Society, GRAS, in association with Goa College of Engineering.
This is the 35th edition of HamFest India. The first HamFest in India took place in Kuttikkanam, Kerala in December 1991, and the tradition has continued since. This year, we have over 700 delegates from all over India, with a maximum number of hams from our neighboring state, Karnataka, with 165 delegates attending, and some famous ham clubs from all around the globe. Goa College of Engineering is a government-run college in Goa, offering courses in engineering disciplines. Founded in the year 1967, it is the oldest engineering college in the state of Goa. By virtue of about 6 decades of dedicated service, it has carved its own niche in the state.
Today, we are honored to have amongst us several distinguished personalities who have made immense contributions to society. We are extremely pleased to welcome them on this occasion. Our chief guest, Shri Rohan Khaunte, Honorable Minister for Tourism, Information Technology, Electronics and Communication, Printing and Stationery, Government of Goa, will be joining us shortly. We have with us our special invited guest, Group Captain and Astronaut, Shri Shubhanshu Shukla, a distinguished officer of the Indian Air Force who represented India in space, and he is also the first ISRO astronaut to visit International Space Station. Our guest of honor, Shri Nitin V. Raiker, Director, Fire and Emergency Services. Please put your hands together for our guest. Dr. Krupa Shankara, MS, a Dynamic Principal of Goa College of Engineering. Shri Sandesh Bhat, VU2TNI, Delta X-ray Convenor, HamFest India, Goa 2025. We are specially honored to have the hams from Royal Omani Amateur Radio Society, Oman, and also gracing the occasion are MSET India and Upagraha Amateur Radio Club of ISRO. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our distinguished guests.
We now request Dr. Krupa Shankara MS, Principal of Goa College of Engineering, and Shri Sandesh Bhat, VU2TNI Delta X-ray, Convenor HamFest India Goa 2025, to kindly escort our distinguished dignitaries to the dais. As our esteemed dignitaries take their place on the dais, allow us to briefly reflect on the spirit of HamFest India, a national celebration that brings together amateur radio operators, innovators, and learners from across the country. The 2025 edition, hosted here at Goa College of Engineering, carries forward this proud legacy of learning, experimentation, and collaboration. A warm welcome to one and all.
Knowledge is like a lamp. It doesn't really matter how dark it gets. There's no storm that can put out this lamp if you know how to light it. To symbolize the spread of knowledge, we now invite our dignitaries to light the traditional lamp and mark the inauguration of this event. May this light inspire every mind gathered here to continue exploring, experimenting, and contributing to the spirit of amateur radio. We request our dignitaries to kindly light the ceremonial lamp. No. No. We also request Elmer Ranjan Chakraborty, VU2APU, to join in the lighting of the lamp. Elmer Ranjan is a licensed ham for over 6 decades. Also requesting our student representative, Anamika Shiju from the ETC department, Goa College of Engineering, who's also answering the ASOC license exam held today. This is the first time we are hosting the ASOC exam at a HamFest India. And we thank the WMS officer, Arvind Chevre, for making this possible.
Thank you all. To add a melodic note to this morning, we now invite our student Kaushik Naik from the Information Technology Department, GEC, to present the Saraswati Vandana.
Just tell about when this song is sung and stuff like that. By the time he gets that keyboard.
Nisa gare sa ne, nisa ma pa gare, gare sa ne da pa da ne sa. या कुंदेन्दु तुषार हार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करः प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मा पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीं अभयदा जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिका विदधतिं पद्मासने संस्थिता वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदा बुद्धिप्रदां शारदा बुद्धिप्रदां शारदा.
Thank you, Kaushik, for that soulful welcome prayer. Flowers, they say, always make people happier. They are sunshine, food, and medicine for the soul. With this wish for all our dignitaries, I now request our student, Neha Lal, to offer flowers to our special invited guest, Group Captain and Astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla. I request our student, Anamika Shiju, to offer a floral tribute to our guest of honor, Shri Nitin V. Raiker. I request Jahnavi Pavaskar to offer a bouquet of flowers to our principal, Dr. M.S. Krupa Shankara, Goa College of Engineering. I request Neha Lal to offer flowers to our convener, HamFest India, Goa 2025, Shri Sandesh Bhat.
We now invite our guest of honor, Shri Nitin V. Raiker, Director of Fire and Emergency Services, Government of Goa, to please address the gathering.
Dignitaries on the dais, respected Shri Shubhanshu Shukla ji, Group Captain Astronaut, special invite guest, Dr. Krupa Shankar, Principal of GEC, Mr. Sandesh Bhat, Convenor HamFest India 2025, ladies and gentlemen, it's really a great pleasure to be here today for this HamFest India 2025 to see so many ham radio enthusiasts gathered together. Amateur radio plays a vital role in disaster management. Whenever regular communication network fails, ham operators often becomes a lifeline, helping connect citizens, share vital information, support rescue operation. As far as fire and emergency services is concerned, this capability can be a great asset. Working together, we can build a strong communication network which will really support any natural disaster, fire incidents and emergency incidences. For your kind information, I am also performing research studies in sociological impact of ICT equipment in disaster management. I appreciate the efforts of all ham radio operators who dedicate their time and skills for the public services. Your contribution really strengthened our emergency preparedness in the Goa state. I wish this event a great success and encourage more collaboration between the HAM operators and emergency services. I thank you, Dr. Krupa Shankarji, who has given me opportunity to be here in the presence of our respected Shubhanshu Shukla ji. Really, I thank you very much. I also thank Sandesh Bhat ji, who helped me a lot in my research studies. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for those insightful words and for sharing your perspective on communication and preparedness. It is indeed our honor and privilege to welcome a truly inspiring personality, an accomplished Indian Air Force officer, experimental test pilot, and astronaut, Shri Shubhanshu Shukla, a symbol of courage, discipline, and scientific excellence. It is my proud privilege and honor to walk you through the inspiring journey of our special invited guest, Shri Shubhanshu Shukla. Shri Shubhanshu Shukla, known by his call sign Shuks, was born in Lucknow in 1985. His journey into aerospace began with his selection to the National Defense Academy straight out of school, an early sign of his drive and independence. Commissioned into the IAF in 2006, Shuks trained on the MiG-21 Bison and flew operational missions from key frontline bases. His exceptional flying skills and leadership earned him a commendation in 2009 and later selection to the prestigious Fighter Combat Leader course at TACD, where he graduated as Best in Flying. In 2018, he became a qualified test pilot from ASTI and expanded his expertise through an exchange program at Edwards Air Force Base in the US, where he flew the F-16. Next year, he was selected by ISRO as one of India's first astronaut trainees under the Gaganyaan program, completing foundational training at Russia's Gagarin Cosmonaut Center. In 2024, Shuks flew to the International Space Station as a primary pilot of Axiom Mission 4, becoming the first Indian to conduct scientific research in microgravity aboard the ISS. His space flight experience now spans training on both Soyuz and Crew Dragon systems, giving him a rare global perspective on modern spaceflight. Alongside his astronaut career, he is pursuing a master's degree at IIC and leading research on extraterrestrial habitat development using Martian regolith. Currently based in Bangalore with his family, Shuks continued to contribute to India's defense and space program as a symbol of excellence, innovation, and national pride. With this short intro, I kindly request Shri Shukla to please address the gathering today.
Good morning, Hams. It is great to be here. I've been to Goa several times before, but I never thought that I will come to Goa for a convention or a conference. This is the first for me as well. I was obliged in a way to come and be a part of this gathering because there are a few amongst us, Mr. Mani, Mr. Nitin and Balaji, who were there with us in Bangalore, and this is about 2024 sometime in I guess June, July sometime last year. They came to our astronaut training facility in Bangalore and they said that we need to start training you for getting your license as HAMS, because the talks for Axiom 4 mission had started. So we asked, how much time do we have? They said, you have about 1 week. I said, okay, so we have to learn the Morse codes and we have to learn the terminology and we have to learn everything and we have to get a license. And said, yes, it's not rocket science. But it was extremely exciting and fun to go through that process, and we are 4 of us in Bangalore and we were able to get our licenses. And I had no clue at that time that I would be the one traveling to space and speaking to people back in India through the ham radio, for which I was training at that point of time. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to all the others who are making this happen. My journey to the space and back has been absolutely incredible. I had imagined in my mind of how it would feel when I was going to space, but when the actual experience, when I was traveling, it was very different from what I had in mind. So what I would like to show, it is very difficult for me to compress all of that into, the time frame that we have. So what I would like to do is start with a small video of my entire training, what we did in the past 1 year, and then what we did on station. And it also tries to capture the sentiment with which I flew. I understand that I am one in a population of 1.4 billion people who got a chance to go to space. And I know how extremely fortunate I am. And I flew that with the mindset that even though I am flying, but I am flying with each and every one of you who are sitting in these chairs. So that is the mindset that I reflect in this video as well. I hope you will capture the essence, and thereafter I would narrate my journey to you so that we can go in more detail. Balaji, can we have the... Yes, please. In the video ready, what I would like to start by telling you what the mission was. This Axiom 4 mission. I was the mission pilot for this mission. So there are 4 people who go in the Crew Dragon, the capsule in which you are launched on top of the Falcon 9 rocket. I was the mission pilot. We had a commander who was from the United States. Then we had a Polish mission specialist from Poland and a Hungarian mission specialist. And my job was to pilot the Crew Dragon to the International Space Station, and then while coming back as well, do the piloting. And while we were there on the International Space Station for 14 days, the primary aim was to perform the experiments that were created by the Indian researchers. That was one. The second was to do STEM demonstrations on orbit so that we can expose our kids to the physical phenomena in microgravity. Everything becomes different. Everything changes. Simple things like all of you sitting on these chairs. If we were in space right now, you would have been filling the entire space. Some would be hanging from the ceiling, some would be on the wall, and some would be sitting on the chairs. So entire concept changes. And the third thing was outreach from, in terms of photographs, video, and then the contacts through ham radio, from the station. So I was fortunate to have 2 ham contacts while I was on the station. I am Tango November India, and but the call sign that you use is the ISS call sign. Till it is taking time, let me take you through my journey. I have been a fighter pilot most of my life. I have flown fighter jets. I was familiar. Yeah, this is the image when I am trying to make contact through the ham radio on the station. Of course, you can't see the ham radio here. It is up there on top. So, the experience of sitting in a fighter aircraft and taking off, it is extremely dynamic. Like, it is very powerful when you sit inside. And so I had imagined that when I sit on top of the rocket or the launch vehicle, it would feel similar. I had an imagination in mind. But when the engines ignited for the rocket, like all that imagination that I had in mind, everything went outside the window. It was just a different scale. And then when I finished my mission, I came back, I researched. So a fighter like Sukhoi 30, it produces about 250 kilonewtons of thrust, 250, with both engines. And a rocket, Falcon 9, produces 7,300 kilonewtons of thrust. So it's a magnitude higher and then some. When you stand outside and you look at a launch, it appears very slow because it's a huge structure about 70 meters tall and it is going very slowly. But when you're sitting inside, everything is shaking. Every bone in your body rattles when that ignition happens. And it is so quick that you are going from 0 kilometers per hour to 28,500 kilometers per hour in about 8.5 minutes. And that is an acceleration that I did not imagine, I could not imagine of what it would feel like. Actually, we were so excited, the three of us, me, the Polish, and the Hungarian astronaut, that we were screaming like kids. And our commander had to tell us to be quiet, I can't hear the articles, and I have to listen to the ground. It was an extremely dynamic environment that we had. The launch was absolutely fantastic. Let me just check. Nitin, is it can I come? Let me just try to figure it out, otherwise I will narrate the entire story before seeing the video, so just give us some time. So with all this dynamism, with all this high adrenaline activity, you are going up, and then suddenly when you reach orbit, the second stage cuts off, the engine shuts off, and the minute it does, it becomes absolutely silent, absolutely quiet. It's such a drastic transition, and that is the first time you experience microgravity. So you were being pushed back into the seat because of the forces, and now your hands start coming up, your legs start flailing, and you start rising in your seat gradually because you are in the environment of microgravity. It's a very different feeling, to experience the microgravity for the first time. So the minute you unstrap, your body automatically lifts off the seat and you start tumbling and you start trying to go to places. Again, second advice by our commander, take it slow. Your body is not used to this environment. Take it slow, move slowly. But we were super excited. We didn't care what she was saying. We were just moving around and trying to look out the window. How does Earth look? So moving too fast, too rapidly, moving our heads. And rightly, in 10 minutes, we were all sitting with our heads in our hand because we all had a headache and we had a dizziness that comes in with space motion sickness. But clearly, when you reach the International Space Station is the first time your body experiences this environment of microgravity. Yeah, let me just take it out. And what happens is that your body has never seen this. Our evolution on Earth has happened in the environment of gravity. So when it goes, there are a lot of changes that happen which you had never envisaged. For example, all the blood in your legs, the fluid in your legs, it comes up, it goes to your head. Your head becomes, my head was almost twice this size, it was this big. The heart slows down because the heart doesn't have to work against gravity to pump the blood to your head. You become taller, by the way, when you go to space by about 5 to 10 centimeters on an average. I was very excited that I'll get to be slightly taller than what I am. But unfortunately, when you come back to Earth, you come back to your original height. So it's not a lasting change. So you have to be in space to become taller. You are floating in microgravity. It's effortless, like you're just hanging in air. But everything inside your body is also floating. So you don't feel hungry. Your stomach feels full most of the time. I did not feel like eating for the first 3 to 4 days. And after that, your body gets used to this. And lastly, I would say your muscles are not being used. So we do not realize this, but when all of you are sitting on the chair right now or while I'm standing, we are using our muscles. We are under load of gravity. We don't feel it because just we're so accustomed to it. But when you go to space, when you go in microgravity is the time when you really feel how effortless it is. So your muscles are not used. So in a flight of 20 days, I lost about 5 kgs of weight and 4.2 kgs was the muscle mass. You don't use your muscle at all. So it is not being used, so it is lost. So these are the changes that happen to your...
when I think of
there's no audio. We have an audio. You can play it from the beginning, please.
I just want Hungarian people to know that we did this. We were able to...
Can you pause it, Balaji? Pause it and then play it from the beginning and with the audio, please. The other concept that happens, your understanding of space changes. Now, we say we are 3D creatures, we are 3D beings, but we essentially are not. Like even in this room, it's a 3-dimensional room, but we are all restricted to this floor. We are sitting on this floor and we are standing here, we are walking here. When you get to space, you literally use the 3-dimensional space. You can walk on the floor. If somebody is standing on the floor, you can walk on the wall. If somebody is on the wall, you can walk on the ceiling. Like you can go from anywhere, wherever you want. So that is actual real utilization of the 3-dimensional space. And the concept of gravity is not really understood. Everything is falling at the same time. So nothing is falling relatively. You know, if I was to hold my mobile in International Space Station and leave it, it will stay here, it will not fall. But if I'm to leave it here, it will fall down. So this concept is not understood when you go there. So in the initial few days, I would, if I was holding something and I had some work, I would request one of my crewmates, can you please hold this for me? And since they were also flying for the first time, they would also hold it and stand next to me. And both of us are floating in air. So this was a very unique concept. So it takes a few days for you to understand. Okay, let's see this video and then we'll, I think they have figured it out.
They're not able to see the screen below, it's displayed. So you just put the super down.
But are they able to play it now?
Yeah,
You can put it on full screen. So this is just a summary of what we did in the past 1 year and the mission itself.
Welcome, Earthlings, from Great.
It's an amazing feeling to be in orbit for the first time. When I looked out through the window for the first time, the view was just stunning.
Wow, what a ride it was. But when the ride started, it was something. Like you getting pushed back into the seat. It was an amazing ride. And then suddenly, nothing. It was an amazing feeling.
We also wanted to thank you for basically thanks for everyone around the world, and every person, every team who made this beautiful day happen.
Grace crew, welcome aboard the International Space Station. Peggy, welcome back. It's a great honor and privilege to have such a legendary astronaut on board with us. And Thibaut, Shooks and Swab, congratulations on your first space flight.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.
I travel to space with the dreams of a billion hearts with me. I want them to live this journey with me because I feel that it is equally theirs as it is mine. Because I feel that this is truly the journey of an entire nation.
and look where we can go when we work together on common platform, common science, then sky is no longer the limit. We can explore space, we can explore science, we can explore technology and build new solutions for the future.
The X4 crew came here with a purpose and a really busy agenda. This was a great mission and we enjoyed it the most. So now we will return home and we will spread the word in our countries that these things are within our reach. These things are possible even for smaller countries like ours.
It's always great to work with a bunch of professionals, which you are, but it's even more special to work with folks that have become our friends even more deeply. Thank you.
Thank you to the Axiom 4 crew. And we have splashdown of the AX4 crew back on planet Earth.
Welcome home.
I think it's really important to have these examples of people to show the new young generation that actually there are no boundaries. Your dreams, your careers, and your lives have no limits. This is what you dream of, then you can pursue.
Thankfully, this video makes my job very easy. I'm very easily able to tell you what the mission was, what we tried to do, and what we eventually accomplished when we came back. So I was at the point where I was telling you, when you enter the microgravity environment, you don't really understand how the concept is. So you leave the mobile, it will stay there. But this concept is not understood. It takes about 6 to 7 days for you to understand. And thereafter, you are leaving everything. I'll just show you a quick video. The next one, please. So what I'm doing in this next video is I'm playing around with cameras and I'm trying to change a lens. You can just play it. See how they are floating in microgravity. You don't have to hold anything. And some people find it very odd when I leave this and let it be. See, you can move on to next. This just I wanted to show. So this is what happens. Your brain rewires after a few days that you can do this. But the problem is then you come back to Earth with the same concept in mind. And when you do, I remember the first night I was working on my laptop, sitting on the bed. It was just the day that I had come back. And I was replying to emails that had come. I closed my laptop, instinctively took it to the side and left it. And immediately I realized that this is not to be done, because obviously it fell. But what is interesting is that your mind really adapts to this new environment really quickly. And it gets used to it. Like that becomes the environment for it now. And so when you come back, you have to relearn the ways. Or it happens quickly, but it happens. That relearning has to happen. So the body really undergoes a lot of changes. You understand what is happening. These reorientation of space and understanding of gravity happens. But at the same time, you are working on the experiments that are happening on the station. And the simple tasks that we do on ground, they just become so complex. Drinking out of a glass of water is not possible. Leaving anything in an open dish is not possible. So performing experiments also become extremely challenging. How do you contain samples? How do you place objects? How do you handle syringes? Everything becomes a different task. So we did 7 Indian experiments while we were up on station. But I would say the biggest success was that the ecosystem of what it takes to enable an experiment in space was what we learned. I think that was the biggest win. And then since all of you are hams here, I would take a few minutes to talk about the experience I had with the ham interaction with the kids. I had 3 interactions with kids overall. One was live interaction, which was through a video enabled by NASA, and then 2 through ham radio. And it was a telebridge. It was not a direct contact, but a telebridge contact. But I must compliment the entire team who organized this, from the URSC and the AMSAT India. It was such a flawless connection. Like, I was expecting, when we start this ham radio contact, the voice will be crackling, I'll have to strain hard to make out what they're saying. But it was as if we were speaking one-on-one, sitting in front of each other. It was that was the kind of clarity we had. But even more than that, what was the biggest success in both these contacts? One was in the northeast region and one was in Bangalore, from where we were doing. In both these contacts, there was at least one kid who did not ask me, how do you eat on station? How do you sleep? What are you doing there? What are the experiments you are doing? The question he asked was, how do I become an astronaut? And I was so happy to hear that while being on the station, that kids have already started asking the right questions. And it is just the power, simple actions that we do not realize what is the kind of impact that they have on, who is listening, what are they assuming or what are they thinking about this. So I think it was extremely powerful. So kudos to each and every one of you in whatever way you are pursuing this hobby, or you don't know whom you are inspiring, who is looking at you, who is going to take on follow in your footsteps, which child will take to this dream. I was speaking to Alpha Papa Uniform in the morning while we were coming together in the taxi, and he was telling me that he got inspired to pursue ham radio because he saw somebody else, pursuing this hobby. So this is how we inspire and we generate the curiosity among kids. Anyways, we finished our, okay, before we move on, I would also show how peculiar this environment of microgravity is. This is the video we have. This is the station. It is a modular structure which is connected with various modules, one after the other. So you are seeing through two modules, one behind the other at this time. And I will start spinning it. So caution, you may get some dizziness, but just imagine what would happen to the person who is taking the video. Can we play this, please?
ये मोबाइल है
The previous one. Can you try the space bar? Just press the space bar. No, it goes back. Can you make it full screen?
No, this is even better because it's in the middle. For yourself or for the no, this is.
So when it rotates like this, you feel up and down, left and right, everything goes for a sec. You really don't understand what is up and what is down and how it is moving around. But can move to the next one, next video please. But it is extremely easy to record. You don't have to physically do it. Play this one please.
ये मोबाइल है
It's like
Move on to the next.
I'll show
So you see, you leave anything, leave an object, it will just keep rotating and you don't have to stabilize anything. We can move on to the next one, please.
ये मोबाइल
So these are unique things or unique experiences that you have. And what happens when you have these experiences or insights, they give you solutions to problems which are here on earth, which you don't even imagine in the first place. And before I conclude my talk, and thereafter take on the questions that you have, I would like to show you the one thing that I found to be the most beautiful. So somebody was speaking today that the first Indian astronaut went in 1984. And a lot of the kids were obviously not there, like me. I was also not there in 1984. I was born in 1985. So, but we remember, we've grown up listening to his stories, and we remember the iconic lines, ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है. And he said, सारे जहाँ से अच्छा. And we still remember it repeatedly being played on the TV and everywhere. And I understand why he said that now, that I've been to the first time I had a look at India from space. I think there is no more beautiful sight that you can see. It is a lot of emotional feelings that make it happen this way. It is not just the sight. You have grown up here, everybody you know, your friends, families, teachers, mentors, everybody is there in that region where you are passing over. So you feel it in every tissue of your body when you're going over India. So this is what I'm going to show you now. before playing stop, just wait. I think it will be a bit dim because the lights are on, but it's upside down, and you'll see a green glow on the bottom, which is the earth, which is the curvature of the earth. On the bottom are the stars, and this would be the earth on the top. You would see pass over India. I will mark certain cities which we were able to capture, and then towards the end of the video you will see a sunrise, how you see a sunrise in orbit. And also you will see certain purple flashes happening all the time. These purple flashes are essentially the thunderstorms or lightning that is happening on earth at that point of time. Can we have this, please? So you see these purple flashes, these are all thunderstorms. Yeah, so here it is coming. It's not very clear, but this is Bangalore, and this is the Hyderabad city. All these are flashes happening all over India. And we have crossed India, passed over it. And this is the sunrise. So all in all, I would say that it has been a fascinating journey. It has been an experience of a lifetime. And I'm so happy to share that with all of you sitting here. But since this is an occasion for, the HamFest, and the impact that I found ham radio to be creating, as I mentioned, the kids asking the right questions, and it was being enabled by the ham radio. It is essentially a hobby, what you are all pursuing. But I don't think that a lot of hobbies can lay claim to the fact that they are actively involved in social service, in inspiring people, and in being a support to the government in times of natural disasters. So I think what all of you doing is incredible. Please continue to pursue this hobby and also evolve with time, I would say. Ham radio, yes. Morning I had a great conversation. I realized how challenging it is. People, the experienced ham operators are growing in age. Their sight is reducing, that is what sir said. And the components are becoming smaller. So it is a challenge to put things together. So my request would be, we have a saying in spaceflight, the only constant in life is change. So evolve with time, how things are changing. How can ham radio as a hobby evolve in our country? We are using it for one specific purpose. We can also use ham radio or hams in education, in telling kids of what it is, how is it useful, evolving this existing technology with the current technology that we have, learning about it and changing in ways of how we operate it. So please continue to do the great work that you are doing and continue to pursue this hobby. I am Tango November India signing out now, and I will be happy to take on any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you for those wonderful remarks. So we'll start with the kids because he wanted the children to ask questions. So we'll start with some 4 or 5 questions from the students because the next generation has to take over, as he was saying, and then we'll definitely have time for interaction.
Yeah, I'm the youngest kid. So I've got 2 simple questions. Number 1, you said that when, people say they appreciate, you've done wonderful and all that. So I'm Dr. Kailash Gupta, and I live my life normally, and many people tell me that they're inspired. So I don't know what proper reply is. So my question is, what reply you give? That is a simple question. Now, I know you're a test pilot and IAF and all that, and you're not scared of life. I mean, that is your training. But when you went to space, I mean, what did you thought that if you never come back, or what happens to me? So I'm a transdisciplinary disasterologist, and I've recently submitted a proposal to Indian Council of Medical Research. First time in the world research. I'm a PI of that. Okay, so I'll not talk much about me. So reply to my 2 questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I would answer to your first question. I think when what you have achieved in life, over the years, sir, when we do it step by step, we are just doing our work. I am just doing my job, you are just doing your job. So every step is another step. So when they say, I say thank you. Yes, yes. The next question, sir. I am a very heavy optimist. I do not think that, I will not come back. Actually, I did not want to come back from space. So it was so great. So I wanted to stay there for a longer time. So I think there is a very fine line between excitement and fear, and it is just of which path you want to take, because both are in future. You get scared or you get afraid by thinking that what will happen if this goes wrong? What will happen if this goes wrong? The other path is you can also think what happens if it goes right? What happens if everything works out? So I think it's a very fine line. Yes, there are moments when you get scared, but I think the challenge is to come back and think that no, everything is going to work out and we are going to go back. And most of the time it does work out. So I think that is how we should look at life. Mine too.
Thank you, Group Captain Shukla, for those inspiring words. Your achievements inspire countless students across India. So we now have a special interaction that's arranged between the Astronomy Club, Belgaum Net, and Group Captain Shri Shukla. So our first question is from Sia Pokle.
Jain sir, my question to you is, at the time of joining National Defence Academy, did you ever envision yourself becoming an ISRO astronaut? And if this was happening very completely unexpected to you, how did you prepare yourself to get selected?
No, I did not. When I joined NDA, I had no idea that I would be here and I would be the second Indian astronaut. When I was in NDA, very honestly speaking, I was just surviving, trying to fight for my life. It's a really hard training. Every day is a single day. You go from one step to the next step. And I don't think that I work like this. I am not able to project too much into the future and say, okay, this is where I want to be or this is what I want to achieve. I think that life throws a lot of unexpected turns and you should be open to it. If I fix this is where I want to go, then I'll probably say no to a lot of things which will come between me and that place, right? So I think that it is what you have really in your hands is something that you are doing right now. Do that as best as you can and then keep saying yes to whatever comes. You don't know where life will take you. And I think that is what has brought me where I am, by saying a series of yes at every opportunity, at every place. So I was already a test pilot when this announcement happened, and they wanted test pilots. So I said yes to becoming a test pilot sometime before. So that is what brought me there. So I think that is what has brought me, and these every step has prepared me to do what I'm doing right now. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. We are from the GEC Astronomy Club. So I'd like to ask.
Can you hold this closer, mic closer? Yes.
We are from the GEC Astronomy Club. As you know, you've been a massive inspiration for all of us. What roadmap would you suggest for the newer generations who take inspiration from you? And since we are from the engineering college, what would you say the students should align their goals with, and also the educational path that they should take to achieve the goal? To achieve the goal.
To achieve their goal,
to achieve the same goal as their inspiration. You.
Astronaut, okay. Yeah. Okay, to become an astronaut.
Yeah.
Okay. So see, there are going to be many paths. Like initially when the program is new, it's a prototype mission, what we will be doing. So India already is going to do mission Gaganyaan, which is going to be for the first time we are going to be sending one Indian to space, on our own launch vehicle, in our own capsule, from our own soil. So these are prototype missions. So there is a requirement of a particular profession, which is test pilots. They seamlessly fit into this job. But when this becomes normal, all disciplines will open up. You can be an engineer, you can be a scientist, you can be a researcher. You will have to apply. But three things are required. You have to be medically fit, you have to be physically fit, and you have to be mentally fit. to be an astronaut. So all three types of health are very important. So whatever it is that you are doing, take care of these three things. Have a hobby that keeps you physically fit, eat good food, and take care of your nutrition, and then be mentally fit. And that is also very important, I think, in today's world. There are a lot of distractions, a lot of challenges. Don't stress about a lot of things, and be stable. I think these are the three main criteria which are required for you to be astronauts. As far as profession and roadmap, I think there will be a lot of roadmaps to become an astronaut, because somebody who's coming from engineering background, somebody who's coming from scientific background, they will have different paths, but they can all lead up to where you eventually want to be. And we would be looking for a lot of astronauts in future, because you have to go to the moon, right? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. My name is Shubham. I am the president of GC Astronomical. Thank you so much for coming. As we saw in the video, there were more than 60 experiments that were performed. So, can you shed some light on the experiments that you performed on board the ISS, and what is the impact of those experiments on humanity?
So there were total 60 experiments performed between the four of us. I was a part of 11 of them, out of which 7 experiments were created, conceived and developed by Indian researchers. For the first time, they got the access to microgravity research. So of course there was a lot of different type of experiments, but all of them were designed with an aim in mind that we ourselves are going to do long duration space flight. So how to address nutrition challenges for long duration space flight, how to design systems for or screens for space flight. Then there was one experiment for stem cell research. I told you, you have a muscle loss when you go to space. How to prevent that? So there was a research on that, and the scientists were adding supplements to see if we can prevent this loss. So if this is successful, this can be used on ground for people who have muscle degenerative diseases, right? So all of them have this potential benefit on Earth, like nutrition challenge, food security. You can address food security on Earth. So all these have potential applications on Earth as well. With that mindset, we designed all the experiments on space. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will continue with the questionnaire after a little while. We now have HamFest India inaugurating and announcing their Ham Radio Satellite Awards by the HamFest India team.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Shuks. On this occasion, we would like to announce the release of AMSAT India Satellite Awards. So these are awards basically hams can apply by working through the amateur radio satellites, and we have different category of awards. So I would like Shuks to announce this award and just cut the ribbon announcing these awards. You can cut the ribbon. So basically this is different kinds of awards that we are offering from AMSAT India. So they've worked through the satellites and they can apply for these awards to AMSAT India.
Oh, okay. If they have worked with this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Please. Thank you.
So we continue with the questions. The next question is from Omkar.
Good morning, Sir Jai Hind. So my question for you is, can we expect any similar collaboration for the future Indian astronauts or space research experts with any other international organization other than NASA? And my another question is, in any near future, can we expect Earth as a whole to have an international space research organization rather than one controlled by only one government or only one corporation? Thank you, sir.
I think that's a great idea. What I've realized in my journey in the past 1 year, that space exploration is truly a collaborative effort. And it's a very nice analogy. Like it is not restricted to a region or a place. And it is very natural and organic. I will tell you why. I thought about this and came up with this analogy. Like when we are small kids and we start going to school, your home becomes your identity. When you're in school, when you leave your school and you go to your college, your school becomes your identity. You say, I'm from such and such school. When you leave your city, you go to some other city to work, your city becomes your identity. You introduce yourself that I am from, let's say I'm from Lucknow, somebody's from Bangalore, somebody's from Kolkata. When you leave your country and you go to some other country to work, your country becomes your identity, right? Last year I was in US, so I was from India. And as an extension of this, when you leave the planet and you go outside Earth, you know, the Earth becomes your identity. And that is very natural. It is not something that you can force. So by nature, space exploration is very collaborative, and it makes sense to have such a body which will do research on an international basis and not a national basis. Obviously, there would be national interests aligned, but it's a great idea, I would say. There would be collaborations. As I said, it is a collaborative effort. There are a lot of collaborations already happening, you know, between ISRO and other space agencies for a lot of projects. But truly, having an international body for conducting research, I think that's a great idea. I'll follow up on that for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello sir, my name is Chinmay, and my question is regarding your experience on the International Space Station. Is there any memorable experience that you had, and has it in any way affected your worldview or your perspective about not only our nation but like the world and humanity in general?
Yeah, I think everything was memorable. Like the entire experience has been memorable, like right from launch till the splashdown, and even before that, you know, the training as well. But like I said in the previous answer, you know, it's a very natural feeling when you are on orbit to look back at Earth, and then two things are highlighted very strongly. One is that this is one, like it just feels as your home, like this entire planet, not a continent, not a country, not a city, not a region, like, but this planet is your home. That is, the feeling of oneness is very, very strong. And second is the insignificance. You know, the size of Earth is massive. It is huge. You know, it came to my mind that if all the people, you know, 8 billion plus people were to be taken and put, we would be standing in one corner or one quadrant of the Earth. That's it. Maybe even lesser. We will not occupy more space than that. So that is how big it is. So whatever we are doing, wherever we are going in life, whatever position we are acquiring, whatever portfolio we are holding, sometimes there is a possibility that we become too big, you know, for a lot of people. We assume a lot of importance. I think that just comes down when you look at the Earth from the outside, you know, just to understand of what the scale is and what we are. Two big lessons for me from spaceflight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So my question is regarding your recent Exam 4 mission. So how do you think it will contribute to the success of Gaganyaan, your experience?
The Axiom 4 mission was conducted with an intent to successfully conduct Gaganyaan mission. The intent was human spaceflight missions are very different from satellite missions. You know, there is a whole lot of systems that have to develop. Safety is of the very high order. So a lot of things have to be learned. By being a part of human space mission, you know, you gather knowledge which is otherwise not available. So whatever experience I have gained is now going back into the system for enabling the Gaganyaan mission. That was the primary aim actually. So Axiom 4 was just a stepping stone for conducting the Gaganyaan mission that we have. So it is helping in a lot of ways for our own mission. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Very quick question. Okay, we'll take it later.
We are extremely pleased to welcome our chief guest, Shri Rohan Khaunte, Honorable Minister for Tourism, Information Technology, Electronics and Communication, Printing and Stationery, Government of Goa, and MLA Porvorim constituency. Please put your hands together.
So I think we are just waiting for the minister to come in. Okay, but from one ham to another ham, it's nice to see all of you here, patiently waiting. Again, it's a hot day Okay, people from Goa know it's humid and stuff like that. So, and thank you for bearing with us. Okay, but all the seminar halls and all this stuff is AC'd. Okay, so once it's about 12:30 or so, you will be in an AC place. Okay, food is also being served in the mining department, which is also where the AMSET folks will be doing some demos and stuff like that. So you'll be going over there for those. In the electronics department right here, okay, just opposite this particular gymkhana, which is our exhibition hall, okay, you will have 2 seminars running over there. So most of the schedule was shared with the delegates, right? So there are 3 seminar halls running in parallel with this exhibition hall, okay, starting at 12 o'clock. More of an announcement, yeah.
We are extremely pleased to welcome our chief guest, Shri Rohan Khaunte. Welcome, sir. I now request our student, Janvi Pavaskar, to present a floral tribute to our chief guest, Shri Rohan Khaunte. I request our principal, Goa College of Engineering, to present a memento from our side. So we will now move on to the award ceremony.
We now proceed to a brief award ceremony honoring the valuable contributions of our Elmers and lifetime achievers in the field of amateur radio. These awards are not just a recognition of years of work, but a celebration of dedication, passion, and perseverance. The list of awardees has been compiled based on votes cast by the Ham community for their respective Elmers. We now request our chief guest, Shri Rohan Khaunte, to please present the Elmer Awards. We have first VU2 VPR Victor Papa Romeo, Shri Vilas Rabde. VU2 UT Uniform Tango, Shri Sudipta Ghosh. VU2 WDP Whiskey Delta Papa, Shri S. Vijayan. VU2 DPN Delta Papa November, Shri N. Deepan. VU2 SMS Sierra Mike Sierra, Shri Manjunath S. Shinde. VU2 HSM Hotel Sierra Mike, Shri Hari Subramaniam Subaya Iyer.
Your names are going wrong. The names are going wrong.
VU2 ANT Alpha November Tango, Shri Kanakaraju L. VU2 RJR Romeo Juliet Romeo, Shri Rajashekaran Nair. VU2 MUD Mike Uniform Delta, Shri Madhukar KR. VU2WMY, Whiskey Mike Yankee, Shri Subramani Ambalavalan. VU2LU, Lima Uniform, Shri Ramesh Kumar. VU2ROE, Romeo Oscar Echo, Shri Ronald Rodericks. VU2F1, Foxtrot India, Dr. Shankar Satyapal. VU2EXP, Echo X-ray Papa, Shri Rajesh Vagadia. So please come. VU2JEK, Juliet Echo Kilo, Shri Nitin Kumar Muttin.
Done, no? Next is lifetime.
No, next is this.
Okay. Start with this.
Next. Which one?
Don't come here.
You finished with this? No, this you didn't.
MUD.
Next one.
We sincerely thank Shri Rohan Khaunte for presenting the awards and for his gracious presence. Now calling upon net controllers of HEMBIL, Belgaum Net on stage to receive their certificates and a memento. Requesting Shri Nitin V. Raiker to do the honors.
No, just one. So we'll do the honors. You truly deserve the honors, so you have to be here. What? Sir ka naam. Flag to the sir.
First we...
Give me the shawl. Give me the shawl quickly. Are we ready? Yeah. This is the important. Okay, go ahead.
I request VU2 KOC, Kilo Oscar Charlie, Shri Om Prakash Khayani to come forward to receive the certificate. We also have VU2 PNU, Papa November Uniform, Shri Prakash Ubrani. VU2 SMS, Sierra Mike Sierra, Shri Manjunath S. Shinde. VU2 BRJ, Bravo Romeo Juliet, Shri Bhaskar Joshi.
Bhaskar.
No.
Next. Ma'am, next.
VU3 XFH, X-Ray Foxtrot Hotel, Shri Mahantesh Kamakar. We request all the members from the group to come forward for a photo and Shri Mahendra Kanavar to receive the memento. Requesting all the members from Hambel Belgaum Net to come forward. We also hand over the nameplate award. Requesting Shri Sandesh Bhat to hand over the award. Requesting Shri Mahendra Kanavar.
So Goa Radio Amateur Society is always thankful to Belgaum Net, okay, because they are kind of the closest to us. So if emergency happens, we kind of piggyback on them currently. Okay, so thank you so much, guys.
Alpha Papa Uniform, Shri Ranjan Chakraborty. VU2ATN, Alpha Tango November, Shri Atanshu Dasgupta. VU2VTM, yes, Mike Golf Sierra, Shri Manorita Singh. VU2ABU, Alpha Bravo Uniform, Shri Abhay Kumar Hegde M. VU2JGI, Juliet Golf India, Dr. Jagdish Pandya. Manorita Smith. VU2JGI, Juliet Golf India, Dr. Jagdish Pandya. VU2DRK, Delta Romeo Kilo, Shri D. Ramakrishnan. VU2CPV, Charlie Papa Victor, Shri Praveen Valera. VU2SPM, Sierra Papa Mike, Shri Shripal Manilal. VU2GST, Golf Sierra Delta, Shri Gopal Krishna Bhatt.
JGI. JGI को बोला था.
Which is yours? Which is yours?
VU2JGI. यही है.
GST was the last. Which one is yours?
GST.
Yeah.
CPV. My name was announced.
Yes.
It was announced, yeah. It will.
We have to CPV.
Are you ready? Anybody else? Is this the last one?
Yeah, CPV. Yes. One last request, VU2DED. So VU2DED, sorry about that. VU2DED, Sandesh.
think the wrong flag has come.
No, that's fine. Done on purpose. They're fine. Give it.
What should I do next?
The video. We expect Balaji to play the
We extend a heartfelt gratitude to Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla for presenting the awards. We now have a surprise video about Shri Shubhanshu Shukla, requesting Balaji, VU2JEL, to please play the video. Surprise video, sir.
or states and everything, and I feel states and everything, and I feel now that Earth is not guided by the sunlight, it is guided by these doubts.
Check.
Otherwise, I would go up.
Anyone SS from P6UE, we hear you. How do you hear us? Over.
I hear you loud and clear. Over.
We hear you loud and clear as well. So let's get started. School, go ahead with your questions. Can you share your experience of seeing the Earth for the first time from ISS? Over.
Oh, it was an amazing experience. I have flown fighter jets most of my life, and I used to look at the sky with wonder, and this was the first time that I got to look back at Earth from above, and let me tell you, it is a beautiful, beautiful planet. It was an amazing experience. Over.
Did being an Air Force pilot help prepare you for space travel? Over.
Yes, it did. Training for becoming a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force and astronauts have a lot of similarities, and I was benefited because of knowledge about technical systems, being aware of the routine that is required for all these kind of missions. So it did help me a lot. There was obviously a lot of Delta training that we had to do for becoming an astronaut. Over.
Between the ambient condition in ISS and in Earth. Over.
The conditions in ISS are unique because of microgravity first, and that affects a lot of biological processes. And the second is the enhanced radiation. As you are aware, our atmosphere and the magnetic field of Earth protects us from a lot of radiation, but in space the radiation is higher, and so these are two out of many other aspects which affect the germination experience on the ISS. Over.
How do you think kids from small towns in India can become astronauts? Over.
I think they can, and I think they will. Just keep working hard, and I am going to be back there with you guys. I will guide you, don't worry. And I am very sure that a lot of kids from small towns, big towns, all kind of towns in India are going to become astronauts in the future. Over.
How likely are you to face an emergency in ISS and how you handled it as a team? Over.
Facing an emergency in ISS is unlikely because of the kind of redundancies and reliability of the systems that have been employed here. However, you cannot ever say that it will not happen. So we train extensively as a team on ground for all possible scenarios that can go wrong. And actually, maximum time of our training goes in practicing for off-nominal scenarios. And so we are well versed and we are very well trained to handle any emergency that happens on ISS. Over.
Almost 16 sunrise and sunset. How do you adjust your daily activity? Over.
Great question. There we see 16 sunrises and sunsets, and our daily activity to these doubts and challenges, and continue the training. Over.
Do you face fear or loneliness in space, and how do you deal with that? Over.
I have not, personally faced fear, I would say. Loneliness also not, because there are a lot of crew members who are here with us around. But yes, when you look back on planet Earth and you realize that only 11 people are not on that planet right now, and you are away from your friends and families, and just speaking to them on phone, you do get lonely, feeling of loneliness at times, but it is very transitory or passing. And there are a lot of activities that we do on the station. We are busy doing science experiments, and we are busy doing exercise. We are busy, talking to each other from different countries, the astronauts who are here. So I think that helps us deal with this. Over.
How does ISS handle threats like meteoroid impacts? Over.
There is a big network on the ground. It is not guided by the sunlight. It is guided by or states and everything. And I feel now that Earth is just one planet, and we are all citizens of this planet, and global citizens in the sense, and humanity in general. So I think it is a great message for me to carry back home and talk about it to everybody else, to share this view that as to how we are not different, we are actually quite similar, staying on the same planet. Over.
A quick announcement, if you could just stand back, right? We have a problem with air. So if you could just stand back, okay? We will have one last photo taken here, and that's about it. Please stand back, okay? You'll have multiple opportunities to take photographs. So please stand back. I want everyone to go back, please. Thank you. Thank you. Sofa. Speech.
It gives us immense honor to invite our chief guest, Shri Rohan Khaunte, Honorable Minister for Tourism, Information Technology, Electronics and Communication, Printing and Stationery, Government of Goa, and MLA for the Porvorim constituency, to please address the gathering.
Hello, Hams. A good morning to everyone. Our special guest, the Group Captain and Astronaut Shri Shubhanshu Shukla, Director of Fire Service Shri Nitin Raiker, our Principal of Goa Engineering College, Dr. Krupa Shankaran, Shri Sandesh Bhat, all our friends who have traveled from different parts of the country and the world to be a part of this HamFest, my friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to welcome you all for this HamFest 2025, a celebration, I would say, of innovation, communication and collaboration. This festival, as we come and see it, I wouldn't call it just an event, but I think it's a moment that brings together brilliant minds, all of you all who are here, who explore the science of radio and the art of connecting people across distances, frequencies and cultures. This year's HamFest has much more significance, as Goa proudly hosts the 32nd edition for the very first time. Our state, which is known as a preferred tourism destination, also has its own rich cultural heritage, vibrant educational ecosystem and scenic landscapes, which offers the perfect backdrop for an event that beautifully blends with technology, learning, and community spirit. I'm delighted to note that participation of nearly more than 600 licensed amateur radio operators from across India and around the world, including US, UK, Germany, and the Middle East, are here. Your presence makes this event truly a global dialogue on innovation, preparedness, and connectivity. Ham radio has always stood as a symbol of resilience and service. When conventional communication fails, it is the amateur radio community that steps up. Whether during floods, cyclones, or natural calamities, or any other disasters, ham operators swiftly establish temporary communication links that assist NDRF teams, hospitals, and relief agencies, often becoming the first line of connection in times of crisis. HamFest also serves as a platform for learning and preparedness, where operators train, simulate, and exchange expertise on emergency protocols, portable antenna deployment, frequency coordination, and message handling. These efforts directly complement our national disaster response framework, strengthening decentralized and community-driven communication networks. The technical curiosity that drives ham radio is the same spirit that fuels India's growing ecosystem of innovators, engineers, and scientists. From antenna design and satellite communication to software-defined radio and hardware development, the skills nurtured here are contribute directly to the nation's technological capabilities and future workforce. I take this opportunity to commend the organizers and volunteers for their tireless efforts in bringing HamFest 2025 to Goa and for seamlessly integrating this vital service into its spirit of collaboration and learning. The government of Goa remains committed to supporting initiatives like HamFest that promote technical excellence, innovation, and social responsibility. They align perfectly with our broader vision of building a digitally empowered and resilient society, one where technology connects not just systems, but people and purpose. As we celebrate HamFest 2025, let us remember that this is more than a gathering. It is a bridge between technology and humanity, between communication and compassion. Let us continue to innovate, collaborate, and serve, keeping alive the spirit of amateur radio in the heart of every citizen. I think it's a great day for all of us. Coming here as a tourism minister and addressing you all gives a lot of more purpose as I came in here. Very importantly, we should acknowledge and recognize the presence of our group captain Shubhanshu Shukla, who is in the midst of all of us. I think the way he's been, I've been just spending a couple of minutes with him, but the humility and the way he is, that is what I think we Indians are. He is a perfect example and maybe a motivation and inspiration to the youth of today. As I was coming here, I was just going through the Wikipedia. So when I came here, I asked him, when did you come? So he said, I was there a day back. So then I said, 10th of October means quite more significant to him. That's his birthday, right? So I think we are privileged to have Group Captain Shubhanshu celebrate his birthday in Goa. Rakesh Sharma, in 1984, I think when he was up there in the sky, in the space, Shubhanshu Shukla wasn't born. He was born the year after. So God created a destiny to see that after Rakesh Sharma, the next year Shubhanshu Shukla was born, who created history again by being the second Indian to be the astronaut going and getting into space, making all of us as Indians very proud and a part of our whole country's initiatives. As Vikasit Bharat that we all talk about of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision, we have been talking about youth, we have been talking about women, we have been talking about Garib Kalyan, we have been talking about Krishi Shakti. And when we talk about these four pillars of taking and making our country a progressive and becoming a Vishwa Guru by 2047, it is very important that everyone has a role to play. Coming here, and when Sandesh and our principal came and explained to me about the HamFest, for me also it was quite a learning. Is this a budget for me to stop or can I continue? So when they came and briefed me, I was quite initially understand a lot of new learnings will come, a lot of new experiences will come, a lot of new exposure will come. But I think anything and everything done, I'm sure we are all here on the earth and we will not be in the space as what our group captain Shubhanshu was. So on a lighter minute, I was just asking him, how was the experience there? We are Indians, so we not need to ask a common question. Khana kya khaya? Udhar toilet tha kya? Then what are the other things you were doing? Did you feel that sense of loneliness? I was asking him these are questions. My children were asking me to understand how it is. And I actually, it's a great one-of-a-time moment for all of us to see him there. But he being there, I think I was looking at it, 7.5 kilometers a second it was moving. If our car also moves a little higher speed of 60 kilometers more than per hour, we start moving. And he was moving at that speed. I think heartiest congratulations, whatever, I think on behalf of all the gathering here, we need to give her a loud applause. Whatever said will be less, but definitely is a privilege and a great moment of pride to have him here amidst all of us. I will definitely try and be in touch with him for better things where we can talk about Goa, we can talk about when we are talking about Goa and Goa tourism. We are now today talking about Goa and Goa beyond beaches. So I think there are a lot of things that we can do, collaborate, a lot of things will move. As I convey my best wishes for this function, congratulate Shubhanshuji and his whole, Shubhankarji and his whole team, and also ensure whatever support is required for festivals like this, we are always there to be a part of this, to ensure that Goa also makes a mark on the India map as far as HamFest is concerned. Once again, all the best for the 2 days function. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Gomantak.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring address and for gracing this occasion with your presence despite your busy schedule. I kindly request the participants and audience to kindly refrain from gathering at the stage for a photograph as Shri Shukla and Honorable Mr. Rohan Khaunte have a short meeting scheduled. He will be available for photographs a little later. With this, we conclude the inaugural ceremony.
Sir will be going alone, you will not be.
I announce.
Okay, no, wait.
So there's national anthem.
We'll finish the national anthem.
With this, we conclude the inaugural ceremony of HamFest India 2025. I once again take this opportunity to extend a warm greetings to all the delegates and participants. Let us now rise for the national anthem.
शुभाशिष मागे